People of the Purple Butterfly here. Otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. And my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. And I'm done measuring my oils and mixing my lye water. I'm waiting on the silk to dissolve, and then I can strain it into the oils. But in the meantime, I'm working on the colors. So here I have a pearl violet and a soapberry purple blend, which, hold on, is coming out rather nicely, as you can see. Yeah. And since soapberry gives you a flat color, the pearl mica purple, or violet rather, will give me that sparkle that I like in my soaps. And then here I have a reborn sky blue mica and a pearl green, because the color had to be teal, and it took me 3 tries to get this to the level of teal. It was either too blue or too green, but here's what I have so far. Is that really pretty or what? I'm just hoping that by the time I add the rest of the elements, it's going to be, still vibrant. If not, I could add more and go back and forth, so forth and so on, because this is going to be a 48-pound batch, and I'm mixing this up on the fly. This is a gray. It's coming out looking kind of like charcoal murky, but I've been adding a little white to it, and by the time it's all said and done, more white will be added to it to try to get it to a lighter shade. Let's get the teal off of there so it doesn't interfere with the pure white of this soap. This is just plain titanium dioxide and oil. It's going to make a pure white. It's the only part of the soap that has not been scented with anything, because vanilla tends to turn brown. This particular vanilla is a blend of synthetic along with nature, so it shouldn't turn brown, but it might. So the vibrant colors are to cover up the brown of it all, whereas the fragrance oil or essential blend that I usually get is 100% natural, and the only thing you're going to get is a soap that is 100% chocolate or very deep vanilla brown, because if you've ever seen a vanilla leaf, or a vanilla pot rather, they're this long and they're very dark brown. People look at the ice cream and think, oh, well, vanilla's white. No, vanilla is very, very brown. And if you know what you're doing, you can duplicate it simply by blending your fragrances a certain way without having to even add color. But because this is supposed to be a colored soap and not a brown soap, I have canola oil in here along with my color elements of mica and oxides, and the fragrance oil, which is smelling amazing. Isn't that pretty? And that's how it's going to look full strength. I always mix my colors with the fragrance oil and the carrier oil in a separate container, just in case it becomes more than I need. So that way I have something to work with without an overflow issue. And then I have a mode just for the overflow. I'm not anticipating a lot of overflow with this, but you never know. And well, let's scrape some of the white with the black mica and see if I can get them closer. This is coming out like a gunmetal gray instead of a gray. But hey, by the time we mix it all up, you never know. And then, of course, the titanium dioxide with just the oil in it. It's just plain white, no scent. Now here I have my lard, my soybean, and my coconut. It's just the oils. The live water is over there. I'm ready to go. The mode will be this one. It is a 3-pound mode with a silicone liner. I'm thinking the top is going to be a DNA type swirl, so therefore it should be a flat top instead of a high rising. So I didn't bother to do anything fancy there. But again, my colors are pearl green. Now let's get back to light. And reborn sky blue put together, because one is a oxide and one is a mica. Oxides are flat, micas are sparkly. I wanted to have at least a flavor of both of those. Soapberry, purple, and pearl violet. And then titanium dioxide mixed with black mica, and then titanium dioxide by itself. So, because she says, Kay, thank you so much. The soap colors for Ken is gray, Alicia is teal, and Joyce is purple. The scent, I guess, vanilla. Ken can't do real strong vanilla scents. So that's why I did the vanilla this way. It's tapered down. It's currently at 3/4 of full strength instead of full strength. I could go down even more towards halfway or quarter, depending on how this blends up. So that's my thought pattern behind that. And this is my wedding present to Joyce and Ken Langenbrunner. Langenbrunner. I can't say it, but she knows what her name is. And then, of course, their daughter, Alicia. And, you know, I fully believe that if you marry someone that already has kids, you married that kid too. So that is now his daughter as well. So this soap is not just for the newlywed couple, but for the newlywed family. So I'm going to get all of these elements together and ready to go, because this is going to be a triple method. It's going to be an in the pot swirl with a drop swirl technique. I'm going to take the in the pot swirl, do a drop swirl technique, and then the top is going to be a DNA swirl. I figure that way those 3 elements of 3 different personalities marry into one. So let's see how that works. This has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com, and my soaps, PurpleButterfly Soaps, can be located at People.etsy.com. I'll be back when I get started. Bye now. I here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com. And my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. And my temperatures are stable. I'm ready to soap. Mask back on, goggles back on. Safety is first, you know. Now, actually, this is still a little warm yet. Let me hit this with a thermometer right quick. Gotta love modern technology. Oh, yeah. I will be back in an hour or so. Maybe I'll stick in the refrigerator. I don't know. Put the thermometer. There's bright orange cord, so that doesn't happen. Okie dokie. That's warm enough. This over here. Favorite strainer. This needs to be tilted, I think. First, that's the white is already in there. And the other colors have been added to the color cups. Lime water is now added. And the silk has just been strained out. Silk and soaps make it feel amazing. Wow, that just accelerated wildly. Didn't even have color in it. So that means this is going to go very, very quickly. Because with it accelerating like that, the one thing I do need to do right now is to get them in their cups so I can get it in the pot or the mug. Actually, that might be the better bet. So I'm thinking it might not have been hot enough. So we're going to use these 4 cups, equal amounts. Okay, favorite spatula. Here we go. So let's see what we're going to get here, because this is not going to let me do the swirl I was anticipating. I don't think so. Now the lightest color is white. We'll give that a couple of buzzes. Then there's the teal. Wow, that came out pretty. And then there's the purple. Okay, it's settling down now. I may actually be able to do it after. Beg your pardon. Now, let's go over here to the black and white. That's supposed to turn to gray. which it did. Hey, check that out. It's almost a perfect gray. Now, in the meantime, the white is going to, oh, it's thickening up. The white is going to be my base color, so it needs to go in first. And what do I do with the spatula? Okay, hold on. Since this is going to accelerate on me, I need to move quicker than these utensils. I mean, look, just that quick. So, oh wait a minute, I need to put the white in first. And it's still kind of fluid, so while it is, we're just going to go ahead and dump it on in. I can tell you exactly what's going on here. The white is still liquid because the white does not have colorant in it, which means this color is accelerating my soap. So we need to stop that from happening. But since there's no way to stop a soap that's about to seize, first thing I gotta do is get it all in the mold. Everything else we could figure out as we go, because this is about to become solid on me very quickly. So let's get some here, some over here, some in the middle. There's no way it's gonna be a swirl. Okay, now. Well, I should have expected that. Whenever you buy something that's different than the norm, instead of brambleberry, oh shoot. Instead of brambleberry or nature's garden, this is a generic thing. So it's acting like a generic. If nothing else, I'll just remake this soap. But if I get it in here, all colors everywhere they're supposed to be, and the part that's still liquid can cover up the gap. Okay. Come on. Don't freeze on me yet. Okay. That became soap on a stick. It's gorgeous though. It certainly is. Okay, now. There's no way that's going to swirl. Now. Okie dokie. Sometimes the best laid plans come out late, and sometimes they come out, oh no, I ain't got a minute. But anyway, we're just gonna plop it in as best as we can. And then I'm gonna take a skewer and try to force it into a swirl type formation. First, I'm going to take off these goggles. I'm sweating buckets. Alright then. And it just went right in my eye. Now, press down at an angle like I'm cutting straight through. So then else, the stuff that's filling in the gaps will have some place to go, because like I said, the white had no fragrance oil in it whatsoever. So it's the only part that's not freezing in place like little teeny boulders. So we're going to give it some place to move to, since it wants to be liquid and the rest of it does not. And we still got to get these other colors blended, even though they don't want to actually cooperate, because soap can be its own nemesis at times. Yeah. Lift and push. Lift and push. Better yet, let's take this and push it through the center. That will force the part that is still liquid to cover it up. Yeah. So that was something to be solid there. There's no way to even slam this. This just literally seized and accelerated in mass. Now, this is going to be an interesting effect. But it smells wonderful. Looks a little different. Now, smoothing as fast as I can. Smooth, smooth. Next time I'll just stick to Nature's Garden. It turns brown, but hey, if you tell somebody it's a vanilla soap that's gonna turn brown and sell them a plain brown soap, they won't complain. It's when you want to do swirls and stuff that you have to choose a different scent. This is not the best thing for a scent. Okay. That's what I got. It basically looks like mud, but I'm real sure that when I cut into it, it's going to look totally different. Let me go slam this down away from. There we go. That actually looks kind of interesting. Boy, this is going to need some glitter on the top. You can't have it looking like this. It looks like mud. But as you've seen on a couple other cutting videos, when it's cut, it looks great. It's just before the cut, stuff can look a little, okay. Let's see, we'll go for purple. Well, first I'm going to hold it up so you can actually see it. Hope you can see that. Let's make sure I can see it. That means you can see it. And then I'm going to put this glitter on here. If I get it open. This is the weirdest package on the planet. Okay. And then I'm going to go downstairs and wash my face with some vinegar, because I think I have a splash right there. So it's a fine mesh, yeah. That kind of spilled, but the mesh helped it distribute. Uh, Probably should have went with that lighter. It's on there now. That's the only thing you can say about that. It's on there. Almost lost my tooth doing that. Oh yeah, raw soap, don't touch. So now we're going to find another skewer, which I kind of dumped the bag over, but that's okay. I can always resell that. And I'm just going to try to spread this into a pattern of some type. I mean, it might not have made DNA swirl, but I could certainly scroll a DNA in there. Not to mention the fact that because it froze on the side, I do have to clean up the corners. Otherwise, soap on a stick will not get out the mold. Ask me how I know that from experience. Okie dokie. Now, that does look kind of cool, but it's not what I was going for. Now, let me go over here. This will have to be gelled, so since it's already halfway there because the seasoning, I'm just going to put this directly on top to lock in the heat. There we go. And this has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. And my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. The cutting video will be soon. I gotta go take a shower. And there is a splash of raw soap on my glasses. That was not my imagination. I did feel a little burn. Anyway, bye now.